You know, it hurts that my mom's dead, and not to get emotional about things exactly. I have a hard time talking about that. Whoa, all right. You see I'm pretty sweaty. Coach Devin here. It is 5:45 in the morning. Just got some work done. I was on the bike today. As you can see, I am sweaty this morning. Somebody asked me yesterday, they said, Devin, why do you work so hard? You know, you're almost 48 years old. What's the point? Like, why are you doing this? Why do you get up and get that sweaty, 6 days a week at 6:30 in the morning? Why? What is the point? Like, what is the necessity? Why do you keep driving at it? And I used to struggle with the answer to that a little bit because it's not always easy to say, this is the reason I do things. But as I've gotten older, I have realized it's not just about how you look, and it's not even just about how I feel. Those are components. Listen, I want to look good. I like to joke and say I have a ton of body image issues. I think we all do, but I have lots of them. Like, I'm very, very picky about how I look. I have been my whole life, and not being fit is not. It's just a non-starter for me. I have to be able to do that, and that's a big one for me. Being healthy, I like a challenge. I like a competition. Exercise for me is a competition with myself every day. So today, if I don't want to get up out of bed and get on the bike and sweat my butt off, well, too damn bad. Get on the bike and sweat your butt off. That's how I feel about it. But as I've gotten older, I've realized really the real reason and the reason that I break it down, I really want to be fit is, and this really only came to me when I was sick about a year ago, a little over a year ago. I got a staph infection in my back during COVID, almost died. Went to the hospital a bunch of times. They were still looking for COVID at the time, right? So, they kept sending me home. Finally, an emergency room doctor said, look, dude, if you go home, you'll be dead in 36 hours. You have a very serious blood infection. Things are not good. So I spent, a week in the hospital. I spent almost 5 months on antibiotics. I was on a PICC line, which goes in your arm here. Had to walk around with that for 4 weeks, and get antibiotics intravenously stuck in me every day, twice a day, Friday, when there's but that along with being coupled up in the hospital and not being able to get out of bed myself, and I couldn't get out of bed. The nurses had to come and pick me up. I had enough pride to get myself in the bathroom, but they would have to get me to the bathroom. I couldn't get there on my own. And they would be like, we can help you in the bathroom. I'm like, you know what, I'm 46 years old. I better be able to do the bathroom myself. But that is what really keyed me to realize what I really want, which is I want to be free to do the things I want to do without restriction. That's what I want. That's what health and fitness is for me. Being able to do the things I want to do and the things that I feel like I want to do without any restrictions. Because I had those restrictions. I got restricted in the hospital, and it was serious, and it sucked, and I hated every minute of it, and it was embarrassing, and I felt really bad about myself. And when I got home, I couldn't do very much at home, and that was hard on my wife, and I felt bad about that. And she had a tape on my arm before I would go to the shower. So if you need someone to help you before you're able to get in the shower on your own, well, it just takes away all your independence. And I lost my independence, and I lost my ability to do the things I wanted to do. Suddenly, everything had to be completely controlled. I had to be very, very careful with everything suddenly, and I hated that. And it brought clearly into focus for me. Fitness is, it's about looking good. I want to look good. Everybody wants to look good. And I want to be healthy and, feel good. That's super important too. But my why became, as I age, I want to be able to do all the things I want to do with no restrictions at all. Not one. Though that became my why, I realized, you know what, I don't want to get old and not be able to do things. And listen, the reason you get old and you're not able to do things is because you don't exercise. And some people have said to me over time, well, Devin, no, that's not true. Yeah, it is true, actually. As you age, you hit 40 or so, and you start to lose this percentage, 1 to 3% of your butt muscle mass every single year if you're not exercising. And guess what happens by the time you're 60? You've lost somewhere between, 20 to 50% of your muscle mass, which means you can't do the things you want to do. You can't carry your groceries anymore because it's too hard. And then you start to make changes to your life as you get weaker. And those changes, not always good changes, because you start to try to take the easy way out and do things in a simple way because it's too hard for you to do it in other ways. And guess what? Then you get weaker and you get weaker and you get weaker. And the next thing you know, you're old at 60 or 64. I don't want to be old at 64. Listen, my dad does whatever the heck he wants for the most part, and he's 84. He still exercises, he still hikes, he still does things. Not as much as he used to, obviously, but you know what? He still can do a lot of things. He's not limited in his life in a manner that you would think an 84-year-old would be limited in his life. That's what I want to be. My mom was big on that. It was a year ago yesterday that I saw my mom, a year ago, 4 years ago yesterday, I saw my mom for the last time. We went down for Christmas, and unfortunately, a month and a half, not quite, later, my mom passed away of a heart attack, and, that sucked. But my mom did whatever the heck she wanted right up until the day she died. Nothing held her back, nothing slowed her down. She did her thing. You know what? And, she could care less. She had both hips replaced. She's like, all right, that's fine, keep going. My mom didn't want to be limited and never was limited. And in lots of ways, as much as it hurts that my mom's dead, and not to get emotional about things exactly. I have a hard time talking about that. I'm thankful that my mom died the way she did because she could do the things she wanted to do and nothing held her back. And had she been, she's a lot like me. I'm a lot like her. I look like my mom. I act like my mom. I'm a lot of my mom. If she had been limited in her life, she would have been very angry about it. And that's when I got sick. I realized, you know what, that's what I want. I don't want to be limited in life. I want to be able to do whatever the heck I want when I'm 65 or 70. I want to go for hikes, or 80. I want to be able to go for hikes with my kids and my grandkids if I have grandkids. That's the stuff that is important. That's the stuff that matters. And that's the stuff that you're going to want later in life. And you know what? If you haven't done anything and you haven't done your prep work beforehand, guess what happens? You can't do it. It's like, having a test in school and you didn't study. If you didn't study, guess what happens? You're going to get a bad mark. But if you study, you'll get a good mark, and that's the whole point. You prep. So you do your homework and you study, and then good things happen from that, right? So you do your homework, you study, and then lo and behold, you get a good mark. And then you do your homework and you study, and lo and behold, you get a good mark. Well, exercise is that for me. I have to do my work. I have to put in my time and my energy now if I want to be healthy and ambulatory and able to do the things I want to do, like hiking or biking or whatever the heck I want to do later in life. I have to put in time now. And so do you. If you don't put in time now, if you're like, I don't have time for that, which, let's be honest, that's a lie. You have time for that. You have time for Netflix. You have time for, hanging out with your friends. You got time to read books. You got time for everything. I mean, people are out there doing Netflix marathons and saying they don't have time for fitness, which I call bullshit on. You're a liar. You are a liar. Everybody has time. It's a matter of priorities. And the question is what your priority is. For me, my priority is I got to put this time and my energy into it, because I don't put that time and energy in, down the road, I'm going to be very sorry I didn't. So I get my ass out of bed and I do cardio in the morning because it's good for my heart. And it keeps body fat off, and I like to have abs. Let's be honest, there's two pieces to that. I want to look good, yes, no question. I want to walk around with abs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That's a thing for me. I feel like I have to. I feel pressure to do that. I'm a trainer. I own a gym. You got to do your part, right? So that is important to me. But more than that, it is heart health now. Because you know what? If my heart is strong, I can go for a hike without being tired. I don't want to be windy going for a hike, or say, hey, I'm going to go for a run. I can go for a run. I don't want to be held back. I had a client one time that said to me, he would only go to boot camps at the gym, right? So he would go to boot camps at the gym, and every year he'd go run the Blue Nose 10K. And he's like, what's amazing? I do no training for the Blue Nose 10K at all. I just go to boot camps, and he's a PT client, so he works out with me too. He's like, I do 2 days a week with you. I go to a couple boot camps. I can go out and run 10K. I don't think anything of it. I'm not, hitting in 50 minutes, but I'm right around an hour, and I can do that without any training. And I'm like, it's because you train for it every day. He's doing that every day. Look, if you want independence and you want time and you want to be able to do the things you want to do in life, which is what I want, then get up and get sweaty like this. It's as simple as that. If you put in time and you put in hard work, good things will follow, and you will end up getting more fit. You'll end up feeling better, and you'll end up having that independence later in life. And that's what I want, and I can damn well sure tell you it's what you want. You just haven't articulated it to yourself yet. You have comments, questions, things you want me to talk about, write them up down below. I'd love to hear from you. Have yourself an amazing day, everybody. Get out there and exercise. Damn it. You have time. And don't fight the odds.